Hello, and welcome back to Nick's Hobbies and Interests. Okay, so I am back with more pop vinyl reviews. Coming away from the Star Wars Mandalorian set, we are now looking at the Batman franchise, the latest Batman movie. There is 7 in total, including the large one. Now, I didn't pick up the large one, but I have got the exclusive Selina Kyle. Today we're going to be looking at the Batman, the 2 little ones at least. We've got the one on the right deploying his grapples, and then the other one on the left is just going in for a melee attack, standard, fist pose basically. So yeah, let's get them one out at a time for the start and take a closer look at them. Okay, I'm recording this one at a time, but the audio is going in over the top, so I can tell you now the head sculpt is identical for both pieces. But I think it's really cool. You got these sort of stitch marks going around the mask. I think that's been done really cool. Very reflective surface, honestly. Even the slightest dust that got into the light box that was touching this, the camera was picking it up and driving me mad through recording. When it comes down to the chest piece and arms, you got these gauntlets on the wrists, similar to Black Widow's, and then of course the chest piece itself with the Batman logo briefly on display there. His fists kind of cover it up, but at the right angle you can see past those fists and see his armour. Utility belt and obviously tactical trousers. He has got something on his hip there, as you can see. I'll rotate it quickly, you can take a look at the cape. It is quite basic, but I do like how it's got a kink at the bottom, as if there's wind under there and it's sort of getting blown away a little bit. But yeah, very basic. Now, it did occur to me that I should be wearing gloves in theory, because this set I don't plan to keep. They're getting passed on straight down the line to be sold on somewhere else. So yeah, the gloves came out. This is just a review. This isn't for my personal collection. With that being said, let's move on. So we've got now the deployment of the grapples on the wrist here, coming from those gauntlets themselves. I don't recall from the movie he used both at the same time, but they're still quite cool. They are very basic when it comes down to the actual pop vinyl or figure here. As you can see, they are just a grey plastic. No real detail to them at all. But the figure himself, other than those grapples, the figure himself is, nicely detailed. The one thing that's worth looking at, the cape has got a different mould to it. It is slightly, in the tactical pose here where he's using his grapples, the cape is lifted higher, like say, as if wind has picked it up and he is on the move, not just in a stationary position, as you can see there behind my gloves, or beside my, in front of my gloves, but yeah, behind the figure. If you're new to the channel and this is your first pop vinyl figure review you're watching, what I do is I put them on the turntable, give them 3 spins each, one with the light off on the turntable, then the light will be switched on the turntable, and then the light box light will be switched off and the turntable will remain on. I find, depending on the pop vinyl, it can give you a different, perspective of the figure. Just a change of lighting can really sort of change and capture the figure in different ways, as you will see. I decided to grab them early whilst they were still at retail price. Once they get discontinued, they may climb. And of course, I was lucky enough to find the exclusive of the Selina Kyle without the mask. So yeah, I might even be tempted to keep her, because she might be worth a bit more later on. More than I paid for her originally anyway. Right, let's move on to Batman with his grapples out and the elevated cape. I like the cape more on this pop figure, but in my personal opinion, and that is all it is, this one is the weaker one of the two. I rate my reviews now out of 5. So 1 being awful, 5 being great. In my opinion, and this just being my personal opinion, Batman with his fists out in that fighting pose, I think is the better one of the two, and I would actually say he's great, where the one here and now in front of you with the grapples, I would only give a 4. I think he's good, but I don't think those grapples actually do the pose any good. If I was going to keep him, there'd be a part of me that wants to chop those things off. But that's just me. I would probably then want to add on some wiring or something like that. I'd say wiring, because you can sort of pose wiring, can't you? If you get something that's easily adjustable and can hold position as well, you could easily replace these grapples with something else, something more custom. I'm doing these two now just to start the set off, but I will upload Selena Kyle's and the Oswald Cobblepot and the Riddler. They will all follow later on this week, so keep an eye out for those. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below, ring the bell if you wish, and as always, take care.